Okay, so I thought about creating a correct ragdoll effect with the spine helper class, and I think I found a solution. So let me show you the problem just to refresh our minds and see what the problem is. So if we run the project as it is now, you'll notice that whenever I click on a piece of the body and I drag it around the screen, it doesn't follow correctly. So let me show you. As you can see, the movement of the head doesn't correspond to the image, and also the other pieces of the body, they don't follow the correct movement as it should be. So the solution to that, let me stop the project. Let me go back to spine. Okay, so the solution to that is on the root, on the hierarchy of the root of the bones. So let me explain. So currently the hierarchy of the bones is the following. So we have the root bone, which is always on top, and it's helpful in Corona because it helps us to correctly place the animation on the screen. So that's okay. So the next bone in the hierarchy is the center, which is the parent bone for all the rest of the bones. So, and this is the source for the problem when making a ragdoll effect. So if you want to create a ragdoll effect, you're gonna have to move all the bones to be with the same hierarchy as the center, which is the parent bone. But I would only recommend doing this if your only intention is on creating a ragdoll effect. So let me save this project with another name so I don't lose the changes. So this is going to be ragdoll 1. So basically what I'm going to do here is to move each of the bones, and I'm going to place them underneath the root bone. So that's the head. Then I follow with the head now is at the same level of the center. Let me move the left arm so that its parent bone is the root, and I'm going to do the same with the rest of the bones. So there you have it. You have the root, the center, the head, the left arm, left leg, right leg. All are children of the root bone and at the same level as the center. So now the center is no longer the parent bone. So let me save that. Let me test something that I haven't checked. Let me see if the animation plays correctly under the new hierarchy. I think it should, but let me double check. So let me play the walking animation. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's working. It's not as exactly the same. Yeah, definitely you only need to do this if your only intention is to create a ragdoll effect, because as you see, the movements are no longer tied to the center, which was pretty much guiding the rest of the movement for the rest of the bones. So that's why I only recommend you change the hierarchy of the bones if your only intention is to create a ragdoll effect. So with that, let me export this. Let me export the project, and let's see how it looks in Corona. Let me hit the export button. Okay, let's export this JSON file. Okay, let's close spine. So currently the head is tied to the center through the joint that we created between the center and the head. And as you can see, the animation is not playing nicely because now there is not a hierarchy of the bones movement. But if I click on the head, you can see that now the center is following correctly the head. So there you have it. Let me activate the bounding boxes for the rest of the bones and see, just to check that everything is flowing correctly. So I'm activating the rest of the bones. They are bodies, physics bodies, and by default they are dynamic bodies, so I don't have to add these other settings like I have them now. Let me get rid of them. Okay, I think we are okay. So let's run the project again. I have some issues with the frame rate, so let me restart Corona. Okay, so the frame rate issue is gone. So all the bones are moving as they should. All the images are following the bones, and on top of the bones I have bounding boxes that are dynamic physics bodies. And let me see, so if I click on the head and the center is following each other, because I don't have joints created on the rest of the bones. Physics took over control of them and basically they went away. So just for fun, let me just create a second joint between the center and the right arm, and let's see how it looks. Okay, there we have it. You can see here the link between the center and the head and the right arm. So let me drag the center, and yes, the ragdoll effect is correctly applied, and now the head and the right arm is following the center correctly. But the other items, because they are not linked, they just went away. So there you have it. This is a correct implementation of a ragdoll effect, although I still think that if you want to use this option, it's a lot better to use it outside of Spine and outside of the Spine Helper class. But it's here in case you need it. Okay, so this is all for this video. So let me stop recording and I'll see you in the next one.